Hi, my name's Andy. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you today from the beautiful seaside here in New Zealand, and this video today is about pros and cons of riding a folding bike on a cycle tour. So I'm going to be looking at my bike and just pointing out the pros, that is the things that are good about it, and then the things that are not so good about it as well. So if you're deciding to ride a bike on a cycle tour and you are thinking about taking a folding bike, this video is for you. I have to give a big shout out to all my subscribers at this point. 250 subscribers. I never thought the channel would get this big. It's making me want to make more videos and really push this thing out and see how many subscribers I can get. If I can get 1,000 and get monetized, that would be great. I'd really love to do that. And what I'm planning to do is, if I can make it that far, I'll just take all the money and put it back into the channel. So I'll buy new cameras and bikes and stuff like that and just go on more adventures. There's heaps more stuff planned for the channel, but without further ado, this video is about pros and cons of riding a folding bike on a cycle tour. So here's my bike right here. As you can see, it's a little weary from the road. What you'll notice about it straight off is that it is quite small. So we'll talk about that as a pro just to begin with. Having it small means that it can be easily folded up and carried onto a train or a bus, as I've spoken about before, as you've seen in my other videos. Being small, it's also quite lightweight. It's quite maneuverable. And apart from that, it uses the same size parts as most other bikes when it comes down to things like shifters and brakes, seat. The carriers are a bit smaller. So that one I actually got off a bicycle that I found wrecked in a park in Paris. That one came with the bike, that front carrier. That's really quite good, that one. So the small size is great. Being lightweight is really good. The other good thing about it is just being able to get these parts, as I've touched on in my other videos, things like tires, wheels, relatively inexpensive and can be found on kids' bikes. And I've got a lot of the parts from wrecked bicycles as well to fix this bike up when it needed it. So the small size is also good when you're moving it around into buildings, carrying it upstairs, into hotel rooms, stashing it somewhere, yeah, all that stuff. The other good thing about the bike, the obvious bit, is that it folds. So the folding mechanism that we've got there, it works pretty well. Just unclips like that, pops up, and that folds in the middle to fold the bike down. I won't do it right now, I'm attached to the microphone, it's a bit awkward. And then the same thing happens up here at the handlebars. Drop it down, push the clip in, and then the whole thing will drop away, and that will fold right down against the wheel there. The seat also drops right down. When packing it away to travel on an aircraft or a bus, I actually take tools A lot of these are quick release, a lot of these parts, but I take tools with me and I take everything apart down to relatively small pieces. Like I will take, I'll take the brakes off the frame, I'll take the carriers off, obviously I'll take the wheels off, I take the brake off, I take the stand and the pedals off. I leave the crank on. I do take the derailleur off, but it's pretty easy to take apart, so that's a good thing that it's got going for it. So it can basically be picked up, carried around with you, stashed away somewhere. You could stash it in somebody's house if you like, and hopefully, it won't take up too much room. So those are all good things about it. There are a few cons to riding the folding bike. The obvious one is, again, is the small size. So the small frame means that if you're a big person, I'm probably 1.8 something meters, maybe even a bit taller. It is quite small. It feels quite small to ride. And if you're really worried about that, if you have back pain or knee pain or anything like that, then consider a larger bicycle. So another issue with the small size is the small wheels. So the 20-inch wheels, that does affect the speed that you can travel on this bicycle. So if you're in a hurry, consider a larger bicycle. The other thing that I don't personally consider it a negative, but some people may consider it negative. Because of its small size, the small carriers mean that you can't carry as much luggage as you can on a full-size touring bike. If you've seen my other videos, you see how much gear I have carried previously. I'm not going to do that in the future. That was just too much. But I don't personally use panniers. I just strap a backpack to the front and a couple of other bags, a tent and a bedroll onto the back carrier. But if you do want to carry a lot of gear, a larger bike will facilitate that. And if you want to carry panniers, then yeah, a larger bike is better. There are other options, bike packing bags. You could even create some bike packing bags for a folding bike. I have thought of it, but I don't think it's really necessary for the way I travel. So another con is the gearing system. So the gears on this bicycle, it does have a 7-speed shifter on the back, and on the front it just has one cog there. So again, for speed and climbing hills, it's not ideal for that. If you want to do a lot of hill climbing or you want to go really fast, there are other bikes that will suit you better. Another con that you could find would be the size of the crank here, especially if you do have very long legs. You may want a larger crank size, which will mean that you also need to have a larger or longer seat post, which with this bike I can't go much longer on the seat post, which I would actually like to maybe have about that much more, but because of the physics of it, it would create too much stress on the frame. But yeah, crank size is probably another con if you're really considering speed or the ability to climb hills. So that's just a few pros and cons of the folding bicycle, of my folding bicycle here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be putting out more videos like this in the future, talking about my folding bike, bike packing, or packing for a cycle tour, and a bunch of other things. If you have anything you want me to make a video about cycle touring on a folding bike, just shout out down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and I'll see you in my next episode. Thanks for watching.